Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned midnight post-game recap show for a preseason game? We do it here, baby. We've got a lot to get into, takeaways, players, clips, and of course your phone calls and all the like. Let's friggin' roll, baby.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
You're fucking wrong!
Good evening, good morning, I'm not sure, but either way, I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your friggin' podcast, baby. And if you're watching this live, technically we've just entered the morning. It is now midnight on August 18th. We will be live in a couple of hours for Boy Green Daily as well. But baby, for every game, we're live 2 hours after the final whistle, talking all things New York Jets. So people, and this is different. So on Boy Green Daily, for those who tune into that show every morning, the call-in lines open halfway through the show. So we do a monologue, we do a bit, there's a guest, what have you, and then we open up the phone lines. And all the post-game shows for this year and years past and everything else, we open up the phone lines immediately. So if you'd like to call into the show, you can do so. YouTube.com/BoyGreen25. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We're also streaming live on the Heavy on Jets Facebook page and on Twitter at BoyGreen25 as well. So keep the party rolling. And I thought a fun way to do the show today is you may be reading the headline. You're like, what the hell does that have to do with the preseason game, Paul? But it's kind of funny. Now, you guys may have missed this potentially. But something that was trending on Twitter was thank you, Bill. And that is thank you, Bill Belichick. Now, not only was the Jets preseason game going on, but the Pittsburgh Steelers preseason game was going on. They were playing the Buffalo Bills tonight. And the reason why Jet fans made it trending, thank you, Bill, was because Bill Belichick, if you remember back in April, we have a full column in the YouTube description down below to catch you up. The thing that Bill Belichick said back in April is that basically that he sort of screwed the Jets on purpose with that trade. And let's provide the context real quick. Aaron Rodgers trade, not this offseason that we're in the middle of. It was the offseason last year. The New York Jets made a trade with the Green Bay Packers for Aaron Rodgers. One of the final concessions was switching from pick number 13 to pick number 15. Jets had the 13th overall pick, but they flipped with the Green Bay Packers to 15 to acquiesce to the demands. Now, not much was really made of it at the time. Maybe a few people were like, I don't know, maybe that could come back to bite us, but we'll see. But it became a story because, in theory, a lot of people thought that the New York Jets wanted Georgia offensive tackle Broderick Jones. And with that swap-a-rooney, the Jets went behind the New England Patriots, who ended up selling their pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And according to the NFL draft value chart, they took less than they were supposed to, which has opened up all kinds of conspiracy theories that New England did that on purpose. They thought they got insight on who the Jets wanted, and they traded with the team who they knew wanted the same player to, in theory, screw the Jets. And Bill Belichick, again on the Pat McAfee show, said, you know what, I'm going to be honest, we weren't really heartbroken about how that ended up turning out. LOL Jets. So, ha, ha, ha. The reason why thank you, Bill, was trending was Jet fans were saying thank you, Bill, because Broderick Jones was getting the business. He was getting pistol whipped tonight, which was terrific to see, quite frankly. Gregory Rousseau, the Buffalo Bills defensive lineman, I mean, he threw Broderick Jones out of the club and threw him onto the turf and then sacked whoever the hell the Steelers quarterback was at the time, which I believe was Russell Wilson. So Broderick Jones sucking inspired a lot of thank you Bill tweets. But the other thing that inspired a lot of thank you Bill tweets was Will McDonald at the same time on the same night was doing spin moves for sacks, which was awesome. So I just have to say, God bless Bill Belichick. Thank you. If you were attempting to screw us, if we even wanted Broderick Jones, that somehow is still somewhat unclear. If that's who the Jets wanted. We saw the little Jets draft doc where it said Michael Mayer and Will McDonald and Broderick Jones were like in the conversation, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But you know what, Bill Belichick? Thanks, pal. Thanks for trying to screw us because it looked like Broderick Jones was a pair of saloon doors. He was one of those people at the airport, kind of, doing one of those things. I don't even know what their name is, but, trying to get the plane in. And basically it was like a traffic cone saying, yes, this way, sir. Whoop, whoop. Go right here to the quarterback, which was great. So we appreciate it. Keep the comments flowing, everybody. We've got like 150 people in the room. Again, it's midnight for a preseason game post-game show. We're all freaks for doing this thing, and I see people interacting on the Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter as well. That's apparently an air traffic controller. Appreciate that, James Woody, who's joining us here live tonight on social media. Appreciate that. And by the way, guys, you can call into the show. The phone lines are open. So whether that's Woody or any of you people, if you'd like to call into the show, now would be the time to do so. Again, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Blitz BK is saying late night stream, baby. You damn straight. And I'm seeing everybody in here. By the way, I'm seeing a lot of non-green members. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Let's celebrate another dub. This is the third straight preseason win for the Jets. We count last year, too. Who wouldn't be counting those sorts of things? So let me play. I want to play some chimes today, baby. So let's get some Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. If you'd like to join the Boy Green Coffee Club, you can do so in the YouTube description down below. So whether you're on your phone, your computer, or anything, I know sometimes it can be difficult if you got an Android or an Apple phone or this or that. It makes it super simple. If you go down into the YouTube description, the second link in there is Join Boy Green Coffee Club here. You click that link and booyah, you join the Boy Green Coffee Club. So feel free to do so. It's super easy to do, and it helps support the show. And we're, like I said, about 40 members away from the next emoji. So we'll see if we could get that at some point here in the near future. All right, keep the comments flowing, keep all that going. Let's jump on over to the phone lines. I'll be joining this individual. Actually, speaking of a couple hours, I will be joining this guy in a couple of hours. That'll be a Johnny Boy for Jets Worldwide. Why?
Wide. BG.
Yeah,
bro,
what's up, brother?
Man, you were right. I was wrong. Kuntz is gonna be gone, bro. It did not look good. He looked lost out there today when they were doing some of the actual plays himself. I love you, Kuntz, but I love the Jets more. It's one of those.
And also, so he had no awareness on the touchdown. He should have had a touchdown at the end of the half. So that's on him. But also Peasley saw him late, so that also didn't help. But he should have helped out his quarterback, tried to do toe drag swag. He did, to your point, he just was like a deer in headlights. He had no idea where he was on the field, and it just looked incredibly ugly. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, probably the harsh reality that maybe he still is stashed on the practice squad as this guy to just kind of continue to craft. Why not? You have 16 spots, but yeah, it does not look great.
And Will McDonald, not only that spin move, but to also avoid the running back. I don't know if you guys saw that. The spin move that he cuts in, he makes the running back just look like an idiot and then sacks the quarterback.
Let me see. I'll see if I could get the right angle that we can show on here. I don't know if this will... Oh, yeah, there you go. So I will show this up on the screen. It won't have any audio or anything, guys, but I will show this for the Will McDonald sack that Johnny Boy's talking about. So let's put this up. The New York Jets tweeted out this angle, which is really sweet. So here it is. We'll replay this in just a second because I don't want to get any copyright. So the video will replay here in just a second of Will McDonald celebrating. He seems pretty ecstatic about that. But look at this. You get the spin move. So inside spin move, then whoop, ole, and then right to the quarterback. And he slams the quarterback into the turf. And this poor quarterback, not Jack Plummer. I don't know if there's any relation there, but his peeled body on the surface stays there for a hot second. I mean, look at this, beautiful, and then just an Olay.
Oh.
Look at that lame-ass move by the running back, too. He just said, that's not happening. And then Willie. So, yeah, a beautiful, beautiful move, man. And I was going to save this for later, but since we're talking about it now, I want to make sure we get it out on the show. I've heard so many people tweeting at me because, like last year, Will McDonald also had a sack in the Carolina Panthers preseason game. He had a spin move sack. And a lot of people are saying, that's his only move. And I just want to say this. For those, and you can't see it on this camera, I'll have to do a better job of it. But over my left shoulder is a bunch of Ronda Rousey books. She came out with 2 books. And for those who don't know Ronda Rousey, her move was the armbar. and she broke a lot of people's arms. But you want to know what? Eventually, so okay, the first time, okay, you got me on armbar. But every time after that, people knew the armbar was coming, and they still couldn't stop it. And she became the most badass, dominant female in UFC history. So Will McDonald, people say, LOL, he could only do the spin move. Well, if you know the spin move's coming and you still can't stop it, I don't think that's like a ha-ha joke. I think that's more so a compliment that's saying, hey, you know what's coming, and there's not a damn thing you could do to stop it. So let's continue to put some respect on Will McDonald's name.
Yeah, it's Dwight Feeney, bro. Like he dared people. You knew it was coming. At some point, it was coming, and he always did it when it counted, man. So, well, I mean, it was a hard game to watch because a lot of our starters weren't out there.
Sure.
But the other guys, you want to see and all that. All I can say is this: please, Lord, baby Jesus himself, let us never, and I mean never, have to see any of those quarterbacks play. And I think everybody saw what Peasley is, right? I mean, it was no bueno. It was giving me little flashbacks of when freaking that child would try to go 20 freaking yards back just to throw it for like 2 yards.
That was a bad sack he took,
And then Martinez, there's something with that kid, man. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see him next week with the twos, because Salah already said that he is going to go ahead and start him versus the Giants. So that would be intriguing to see that. And then cut that kid 43, Codrington.
Oh, Brandon Codrington,
Codrington. There you Hey man, he's making it tough, man. And then our guy Brownlee. What did you think about him?
All of it. There was, I'm going to have to, thankfully I accidentally paid for the NFL service where I could go back and watch games over and over again. I did that by accident, but since I've already paid for that, I'm going to go back and watch. But I'm going to be honest, on an initial broadcast watch, Brownlee with drops, Brownlee with getting knocked off his route, Brownlee and run block. I mean, I don't know if there's anything Brownlee did well, and I'm just going to be blunt. It was a tough watch. And it's, with all due respect, I know Salah this entire week has called them a top 5 defense. They got really intriguing individual players. I don't know if I'd say top 5 overall defense. So that's also, to me, an alert that he's getting smacked around by them. If it was the 49ers, you're like, okay. Like the Panthers, boy, it did not look good.
And then our linebacking core, Zaire Barnes looked fast, dude.
He was all over the place.
Sideline to sideline. And Surratt,
Surratt was the one. Real quick on the stupid ass penalty, man. Come on, the play's over. The guy stepped out of bounds, so the play was dead immediately. Then anyway, and the whistles are blowing, and he just does a WWE slam at the end for no apparent reason. Unnecessary roughness, 15-yard penalty. Like Surratt, come on, man. That's just stupid stuff. Again, thankfully this is a preseason game and nothing matters at this point. But like, come on, man, that's just stupid. It's just dumb.
And then the one that we want to talk about, JBC, man. Bro, he's I don't know, man, that Michael Carter role. Look, I love Michael Carter. I want Michael Carter. I want him to be extended like as of yesterday. But if he comes in, it's like, nah, I'm gonna test it out. Like, I want to go see that I could probably make more money over here and over there. I think we got some ballers, bro. We truly do, man. I mean, he looks good, bro. He looks really, really good. So,
but unfortunately, for those who missed it, JBC had a groin injury in the first half. He didn't return. Salah was asked about him after the game, and he said he's been nursing it. So I don't want to overreact to a comment because we all know how that goes during Salah press conferences. But when he says he's nursing it, it sounds like that was dragging into the game, not like nursing it over the last couple hours that it happened. So That seems odd that he was nursing it and then now an injury. That sounds worse. That sounds not good. They said they won't know till they get back to their facilities and do all their exams, but that is incredibly not good news for JBC of not only attempting to make the roster, but making the practice squad. So brutal news coming off of last week too, man.
But I hope he's okay. He showed enough for me to be like, okay, like this dude's a baller.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those groin injuries are freak injuries, man. Those injuries suck, dude. Like you could be lifting weird and you could pull a groin. You know what I mean? Other than that, I dude, there might be a kicking competition going on, bro.
Like Seibert, man, terrific. We have 2 NFL kickers on the team, and again, I think a lot of people have raised a eyebrow like, Jets, you have Greg Zuerlein. Why even have? Why again? I know you get 90 players, and you have 90 players for like another week or two. I think it's a 27, so technically, what is that? 9 days, so a week and change till final roster cuts. But people have probably been saying, like, dude, why have you been wasting a roster spot for weeks? Like, you're only going to keep one kicker. So it seems a little weird, but maybe they could flip him for a trade. That's happened the last couple of years. Again, It's nothing crazy, but you either flip him for a 7th or you package him at a 7th and you get a 6th. Saleh said it. Jake Asman, shout out to him. He said it. I heard a couple weeks ago on Connor's show that he believes he's an NFL kicker. Saleh has said multiple times he believes he's an NFL kicker. So, man, that might be somebody you can flip. He's legit, dude. So shout out to Seibert. It's funny. The Jets went through all these years of they couldn't find one kicker. Now they have 2. What the hell? What happened?
Dude, exactly, man. And shout you out, man, on putting out that take on when Aaron Rodgers is talking about if I beg enough, maybe Saleh will put me in. So. Dude,
yeah, translation again. Here we go. I'll play the clip. I'll play the clip for you guys. So Aaron Rodgers in the middle of the game does a sideline interview with Ian Eagle and Anthony Becht, former Jets tight end. And at the end of the interview, you'll hear Q&A here, but at the end of the interview, Ian turns to Rodgers and says, "So, we going to see you in the preseason game or what against the Giants, which is the last one?" And just the way that Rodgers answered this, again, my interpretation, my translation, that's a service I provide for free. That you don't just need that for Boy Green Daily. That's a free service of charge here. This is a quick 11-second clip here, but I think you guys will get the gist. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is playing in the preseason, but I'll let you guys judge for this. Here you go. Here's the clip.
May we see you next week, Aaron?
You never know. I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like Saleh already ruled me out a few weeks ago, but maybe be out there.
Yeah, so if you missed some of that, because there's obviously a lot of crowd noise there too. He said, Robert Saleh, I feel like ruled me out a couple weeks ago. He was kind of poking fun at Saleh. And then he said, maybe if I beg him, he'll let me play. So long story short, I mean, read the tea leaves. Also, as you mentioned earlier, Johnny, Saleh also said this during his presser. Antoine Staley asked, like, the quarterback conversation. And for next week, Saleh maybe accidentally hinted that he plans on flipping it. This week, it was Andrew Peasley first half, Adrian Martinez second half, no Tyrod Taylor. And he indicated that it would flip Martinez first half, which, by the way, makes sense and fair. He should get a chance with the better players. Peasley twice in a row has gotten the chance with the better players. That doesn't seem like a fair evaluation. So he will get the better players in theory, and then Peasley will get a chance to finish the game. And if that happens, there would be no room for Rodgers anyway. So again, folks, for those hoping for a Rodgers thing, I thought it was going to happen, but it does not look like that anymore. So week 1, San Francisco, we'll see you then, Aaron Rodgers.
And Boy Green, Malachi, man, he's a baller, dude. Mm-hmm. Them throws that Peasley was throwing behind him, he was still able to turn his body around, catch it, and still go. Like, man, I'm not trying to get myself overhyped and all that, but
sure,
that kid could play, man. Dude, he could play, and he wants to hit somebody. He catches the ball, he's not trying to slide, so that kind of like scares me because I'm
literally looking for contact. Most people are looking to get their bounce. He's like, "Oh, I think I could hit one more guy before I end this play." Oh, like target in sight, like a robot, beep, 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 and just like runs and goes to truck him for like a no apparent reason. Like, what a freak! But yeah, you love that mentality though. It's infectious.
Of course, man. Hey, to all the Boy Green fans out there, if you guys have not liked, if you guys have not subscribed, and you need to join the club, I know I need to. What are you guys doing, man? I mean, my man is up here at midnight over here talking some Jet stuff, right? Because he said 2 hours, and sure as anything, 2 hours he's on, man. It's dedication, and you guys got to do the same, man. BG, I look forward to seeing you on the show in the morning. You and Woody is about to go. So we got one special guest that it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun one, man. I don't think you're expecting it, but.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. So for folks who don't know, I want to reiterate. So we're doing the show right now forever. God knows however long this show is going to go. And then we've got Boy Green Daily at 7:30. And then we've got Jets Worldwide at 10:30. So we're going to be on 3 different times over the next 10 hours. So that should be a trip. I'm looking forward to that. And again, obviously for Boy Green Daily, it's the same channel you guys are listening to. But for the 10:30 Jets game show, that again will be Jets Worldwide, all one word. You guys can subscribe to the channel. Just look it up on YouTube and just hit it up.
Yes, please do. It's going to be a good time. Boy Green goes against Woody. Once best friends, now mortal enemies, to duel to the death. All I keep thinking about is Cable Guy when they're at medieval times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's 100% what I plan on doing. There's no doubt about it.
BG, I appreciate you, man. This was awesome. It's intriguing. We have a lot of problems where we're gonna be cutting people and we're gonna be like, damn, that's a good player, and we let him go. That's a good problem to have, I think, in my book. So JETS, baby, Jets. Good night, guys.
Appreciate you. All right, there you go. Johnny Boy joining us, and let's put one of those in there. We'll get back to the phone lines in just a minute, but I just want to say, so we talked about the Bill Belichick thing, which was kind of funny, and shout out to Will McDonald for making some noise. But the story of today, obviously, you have to give a tip of the cap to Brandon Codrington, who had over 100 total return yards for himself, both on punt and kick. And also, obviously, he's playing in there at corner as well. And here, let me show you guys. This will be the next clip I'll show you before we get back to the phone lines. This is heartwarming stuff. This is what you love to see. And this is Brandon Codrington after the game speaking with Jets team reporter Caroline Hendershot. I won't blow it. I'll let you guys listen to the video yourself. But he was the story of the night. There's no question about it. Here's Caroline talking with Brandon after the game. Roll it.
Brandon, big game for you today. How are you feeling about the returns?
I feel excited. Feel great about what I was able to showcase today. It's trying to improve for next week.
What did you see on that 63-yard return?
63? Okay. I just saw green grass. My coach been preaching, cut back. And, I just trusted him, trusted my teammates, trusted the blocking, and I just saw it open up.
And there you go. Beautiful. Codrington said, wait, 63? I ran for 63 yards? The genuineness there, the smile, all of it. That's so freaking cool. So rooting for that young man. We'll see if he can compete for a roster spot. But he's definitely the story of the night. Brandon Codrington deserves a lot of love. And by the way, for those who don't know, he played at North Carolina Central. So that was a home game of sorts for him with the Carolina Panthers there in town for the Jets-Panthers game. So pretty cool he got to do that in front of a lot of his family. All right, let's jump over back to the phone lines. We got Weed the People, 732. What's up, brother? Oh, his call dropped out. Wow. That may have been, if we have a stopwatch, that may be the quickest call in Boy Green history. That may just be. So I guess it deserves one of these. The quickest call ever. Oh, okay. He's back. Let me see if we could go take 2. Weed the People. Welcome back, brother.
What up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, check it out. I found it.
Oh, wow. Look. Oh, there's Sasquatch. Wow. Yeah. I love the body. You got the chest hair right. I can appreciate that.
I thought I did. I was really worried about it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I strive for accuracy here on this show. So have that kind of photo on there makes me feel a lot better. Thanks, pal. I appreciate that as a heartwarming gift of sorts. Yes,
I take pride in my work.
No, great. I can appreciate that. What's on your mind, man?
Huh?
What's on your mind? What's going on?
Man, I'm just glad to be able to watch football, dude. I don't care if it's preseason or not.
Me
I'm
either.
just happy to see football.
Mhm.
I'm glad we won. It was boring, but I've been saying all off season, Will McDonald is getting at least 11 sacks this season, and it's going to happen.
Wow, I love it. That's a good number. That would be terrific. Yeah.
He's an absolute monster, man. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people overlooking him. Yeah.
I don't see anybody else like on our team that makes that kind of an impact that he does.
Yeah, I don't know if Quinnen's going to get up there. Obviously, he had that number like 2 years ago, and then obviously Hassan. Obviously, we still don't know what the hell is going on there. So
Quinnen's an inside guy. McDonald's an outside guy. I'm not including Reddick because of obvious reasons.
Sure, of course. So Will McDonald has all the tools, man. Saleh obviously super confident in him. He said it after the show, so no doubt, man.
He's gonna be nice. I'm telling you, man. He's a sleeper.
Okay. I will remember that.
I was not happy with that pick last season. I was at the draft party at MetLife. Everybody booed it.
Ooh.
And then I came home and I watched his highlights and stuff, and I watched him play. I was like, holy shit.
There you go.
And then these last 2 games and just watching him in practice and everything, this dude has insane bend, insane speed. His spin move is ridiculous. He's getting at least 11 sacks, double digits this season.
I love it. I love the genuine reaction, which is honest, right? You guys booed the pick, and I don't blame you. There's a lot of people who booed it. And then you took a second to say, all right, let's he's already a Jet now. Let's kind of take a look at it and able for you to embrace it. So that's a pretty cool turnaround story there.
It was the quickest turnaround. I was at the stadium. I saw the pick. I got pissed off. And then literally on the ride home watching highlights, I was like, you know what? This can work.
Sold.
I still want a JSN, but, it is what it is.
Me too. I wanted him or Kalijah Cansey, so I would have been fine with either, but JSN was a sexy one for sure.
Yeah, dude, he was right there, too. I can't believe we didn't take it. I still can't believe it. I still like Will McDonald, though.
No, of course. Sure. He's a funny kid. I heard him after the game, too. Yeah, he's a funny guy. I like him a lot.
Oh, God, his interview was hilarious. I was like,
Yeah, for people that see that.
Yeah. And I was like,
yeah, you guys will see it. I'm gonna tweet that out tomorrow. The Will McDonald was after the game, like, oh man, what'd you see on the sack? And he's doing exactly what you're saying. And then and then he's like, and then she's like, follow up. Oh, what teammates helped you? All of them. And they were going blah, and I was going blah, and then it's just hilarious. So he's fucking funny. Yeah, he's really.
It was a phenomenal interview, that's for sure. I loved it, dude. I was fucking cracking up the whole time.
Yeah, he's a good dude. So yeah, I'm rooting for him. So some people are saying ambitious number, but hey, man, I think on this defense and the leads we're going to be having, oh yeah, that's possible.
God, there's so much about this team to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine now. Like it seems like, and none of the real starters obviously played tonight. None of the real starters, I imagine, are playing against the Giants. So we're all going to be ready to roll for Week 1 Monday Night Football. I can't friggin' wait, man.
I would still like Rodgers to take a snap or two because I don't want his first in-your-face pressure to be against the Niners Week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be like preseason Giants. Let him talk a little bit of shit like he did last year.
Yeah, Jihad Ward. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I could understand why a lot of people don't want his first actual real snaps being essentially a year apart, both on Monday Night Football. I could understand why people don't want that. So we'll see. Maybe Saleh changes his mind.
Against anybody else, dude. Anybody else. But this is one of the best defenses in football, and you really don't want Bosa full speed charging at Rodgers, It's just, for his first ever snap, it's just not a good idea.
Yeah, I concur. Yeah, their defense is really good. So, and Bosa's a freak, and they got a lot of other freaks. So that Fred Warner and so many others. So yeah, we'll see. Again, Saleh left the door open ajar. I lean towards it's not going to happen, but he left it open potentially for Rodgers to do it. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout the week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I'm glad I finally caught you on a live show. I was able to call in.
I know. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for checking it off the bucket list. Hopefully,
I'm a huge fan, man, and I'm losing my gosh darn bananas just being on the show.
Well, damn straight. Hopefully you have more bananas to lose in the future, man, because we're live every day. Plus, obviously, all these extra shows be happening during the season. So I'm looking forward to it, brother.
You're on too early, but I have bananas out the wazoo for you.
I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
Take it easy, homie.
All right, you too, brother. Wow. Okay. Good to have Weed the People here on the show for the very first time. Yeah, and I'll be honest, that's the thing I normally get from people. 7:30, what the hell? I'm still sleeping. I'm like, all right, it's cool. You guys can, of course, always watch the show after the fact, and feel free to comment and interact in. We always appreciate that, which is great. But however you're able to listen to the show, I also do some extra shows. I do the Boy Green Woody show Tuesday, Thursdays at 3 o'clock. We do the Jake Asman show normally every Friday around 4:30-ish, although that sometimes floats because obviously Jake does ESPN radio, so sometimes that can change up the schedule a little bit. But either way, that's great. Yeah, let's go through a couple other comments, quotes, and notes. Again, we'll be back on in a couple hours to talk even more about it. Yeah, JBC, again, hurts his groin. Hurt it in the first half. Sawa said it was something he was nursing, so that's something, obviously, to keep an eye out for. We'll get a better understanding of that injury. When the Jets return back to their facilities, obviously, they're on the road here in Carolina. They're heading back home here very shortly. Again, the story of the day was 100% Brandon Codrington, an undrafted free agent. Awesome. And you love to see it. Let's take a quick detour. We got a super chat coming in, baby. We love it. Thanks, Jet It Out. Hassan missing this game. Isn't it another 700K? Yes. Yes, it is, Jet It Out. And if he misses the third one next week, which is the final preseason game, that will be in just preseason game fines alone, $2.37 million. So yes, this was another 700,000 and change, and then you'll have the other 700,000 and change, and all that will ultimately add up to 2.37 million. So 100% another day of no Hassan Reddick. Unfortunate. And this one seemed less likely because they're on the road. What's Hassan going to take a plane to Carolina to avoid this one? So it seemed always unlikely now that we're this deep that it's going to happen. Again, and, this probably has no real bearing, and not just probably it doesn't. I've been playing the new Madden video game. I've only played a handful of games, both this morning and last night. And I will tell you, it's been a lot of fun to have Hassan Reddick on the defense because he's just getting a lot of pressure. He's a really talented player. Plus, you pair him obviously with Quinnen and Jermaine and everything else. He's been fun to play with, and I imagine will be actually fun to be on the team as we're rooting for coming up this season. I reiterate the take. Hassan Reddick has to play for the New York Jets this season. He has to play for the Jets. He has no other choice. Now, will he show up week one? I don't know. We'll see. We got a couple more weeks here before we get to the season, but he will eventually show up because he has no other choice. But yes, this is more money coming out of his wazoo, which I believe we're up to. So that's 7. That's 1.4. That's 51, 2. Yeah, we're in the 3.5 million if my money's right on. We're in the 3.5 million range in fines because you got 100,000 from minicamp. You gave it the 250,000 workout bonus. You got the 300,000 discretional fine. You got 700,000 from last week, 700,000 from this week, and you start really adding up. Plus, obviously, the 50,000 training camp, which is over $1 million too. So add all that up together. Basically, we're in the 3 million plus range, and he was due to make 14.25 million before any of these fines and other situations. So, yikes. Again, just dumb. I would have been, if I was Hassan Reddick, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Jets guy, I would have held in. Why? I don't want to get fined up the wazoo. They feed you at these facilities. They're billion-dollar facilities. They give you breakfast, lunch, dinner. You work out at the best facilities on the planet. You get to be around the team for the good faith and the goodwill of negotiation. It makes absolutely no friggin' sense, to be honest with you. I don't understand. But hey, that's why an agent gets paid way more money than me. I'm just Boy Green. I'm just some guy that does New York Jets content. But I'm telling you, it seems incredibly stupid to be lighting money on fire like this, but I guess we'll see. Let's go. We got Emmanuel here on YouTube who says, happy to see Boy Green's channel growing. You deserve it, brother. Keep up the great work. Yeah, the channel's been great. So shout out to the people. We're at like 6.75 thousand subs, which is awesome. We're at like 250 members for the YouTube club, Boy Green Coffee Club, which has been terrific. That's exploded here this off season, which has been really special. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And like I said, we're live every day at 7:30 in the morning. And then we have all the other shows, so like these post-game shows 2 hours after every final whistle. Again, the only one that's kind of up in the air is Jets Patriots, because I don't know when I'll be able to leave MetLife to a place that would have Wi-Fi for a show. So that one might be off. But besides that, we're going to be on for all the rest. Blitz BK, I'm getting mad next week. I can't wait to shut you out, Boy Green. Let's play. Let's roll. Yeah, I'm on PS5 at Boy Green 25, so feel free. I normally stream the games on my YouTube. I prefer to play with the Jets, so hopefully other people that play me be other teams. So I don't like playing with other teams, not named the Jets. But, I did yesterday, like I played K-Brock, and I was like the Eagles or something. So not as great, but I appreciate it. Yo, Holmes, Boy G is a hardworking boy. Damn straight, baby. We appreciate it. All right, let me get some other notes and quotes here. You guys can feel free to get the super chats going. Like I said, any memberships as well. Boy Green Coffee Club, $2.99 a month. The link is down below to join, baby. So let's get some late night / early morning membership action. That'd be great. To me, a couple other takes. We'll also share some of this for tomorrow. But Braylon Allen's the RB2, man. It's over. What are we talking about? Let's get this guy out of the game. He's clearly the RB2. Let's move on. No more him in the game, please. Izzy was running hard. Shout out to him. Andrew Peasley, I thought the problem was he was trying to be too much like Adrian Martinez. Like, I appreciate it. Maybe the Jets coaching staff told him this. I don't know, to use his legs more. He used them a little too much, which got him into some compromising positions. But neither he or Adrian Martinez, quite frankly, look good. Martinez had a god-awful interception. It was a fourth down. There was guys wide open, and he threw it was in the third quarter, excuse me, because Peasley played the whole first half. But, it was a disgusting interception. Absolutely awful. Olu Fashanu at right tackle looked pretty good outside of the holding call. He had one pressure allowed. We mentioned Will McDonald earlier. I thought Isaiah Davis looked great running the football. He did not look great running the football last week. He did look good in the receiving game. Also, too many penalties. Again, this is preseason, so I want to let everyone know that the Jets had 31 key players out of this game that they held out. So it's not the main guys, but you don't like seeing penalties. A few shout-outs. Chaz Surratt, unnecessary roughness, stupid-ass penalty, doing WWE moves at the end of plays, just an idiot. Irv Charles had a pre-snap penalty, a false start. Immediately, the Jets yanked him off the field. I love accountability. Tansel Smart offsides, it is what it is. The Olu Fashanu hold, that didn't look like a hold. Carter Warren had a hold as well. And again, no starters in this game. Joe Tippmann was in for the first couple of series in that Giants game, and then they yanked him from that, not Giants, excuse me, Commanders. He did not play in this one. The only quote-unquote starter was an unofficial starter. That's Michael Clemens, who's on the unofficial depth chart as a starter, but he played in the game. All right, let's do a couple of questions here, and then we'll sign off. And like I said, to the 300 people in the room, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, because we'll be back on in a couple of hours for Boy Green Daily. So I guess I'll save some of these takes and videos. We got Salah clips. Aaron Rodgers spoke after the game. We got some player clips, so we'll get into a lot of that stuff as well on the show tomorrow. Bobby's Salty Nuts. That's specific on YouTube. Paul, do you have a surprise cut or two you're expecting the Jets to make? So let's pull up the roster. Or actually, I have the box score from today. So let's see. I would imagine a lot of the guys who sat today aren't up. Either of the quarterbacks could go. I don't know if that's a surprise. Izzy is very likely gone. That's probably not a surprise. Let me go to wide receivers. Jason Brownlee, oh boy. I mean, we talked about it earlier, but he looked god-awful. I mean, in every facet of which I watched. Again, I need a second watch, but live television broadcast angle, dropping the football, getting smacked around in the run game, like all of it. He just looked terrible. So Jason Brownlee, stock incredibly down. He's a guy. Zach Kuntz, we mentioned it. Again, I don't know if that's a surprise. I know a lot of people are fans of Zach Kuntz, but He could be Gonzo. Chaz Surratt, again, he's been making some of these mistakes. Plus, he got injured last week. He could be a guy that's on the chopping block. Jerk Bernard Converse, unfortunately, because of the injury, he may now be on there with the groin. We'll have to see how serious it is. If it's serious enough to keep him out of the Giants game, I don't think he has a chance of making this roster. Leonard Taylor III was pretty invisible. I'd have to go back and see if there was a play I missed at the end of the game when I was cutting up the Rodgers interview to see if I missed anything there, but he seemed pretty quiet throughout the game. He could be a guy on the list. Tack McKinley showed a few flashes in the first half, but I didn't see him much in the second half. I'm trying to see who else I'm potentially missing on here. And then like Brandon Codrington, who's awesome. The Jets just have a million corners. So I think you're keeping 5 no matter what. And that 5 is your top 3. So you got Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Michael Carter II. You have Brennan Eccles, he's making it. You have Quantas Tiggers, he's making it. So you have 5. And maybe that's all they keep is 5. But there's a chance for a 6th for like a Jerk Bernard Converse. Brennan Codrington is a terrific returner. And maybe you should just have the return job. But it's going to be difficult for the Jets to keep a 6th corner. So maybe he sneaks in there. If he does not, he's going to be a really talented player that will tempt other NFL teams with potentially claiming him. So I don't know if that answers your questions, Bobby Salty Nuts, but there's your straight shot, buddy. There's your straight shot. Ron P., who's RB3 for the New York Jets? I believe that's Isaiah Davis. I think it's unquestioned Breece Hall, number 1. I think it's unquestioned Braylon Allen, number 2. And then it's Isaiah with a significant lead on a guy like Izzy. Well above Deion Jackson, well above guys like Xavier Valladay. So Isaiah Davis is pretty comfortably RB3, and he looked terrific, quite frankly, running the football today, which was a problem last week. He had like cleat issues. He kept slipping and sliding all over the field. He just didn't look very effective, didn't look very confident. He was fine in the receiving game. He had like a 24-yard catch and run, which was very nice, but he looked a lot better running the football today. I believe he is your RB3. Yo Holmes, Jets can't have all the penalties like last season. Yeah, I believe they led the league in penalties, as a matter of fact. And Salah did a good job in the press conference explaining the differences between penalties that you can control, like pre-snap, post-snap. That's the Chaz Surratt dumbass WWE move, or pre-snap stuff like false starts. Like those are things you could control. But he says he accepts the aggressive penalties in the middle of a play that just occasionally happen. He understands those, but it's the pre and post stuff that rubs him the wrong way. We got to curtail that behavior. We got Ryan here on YouTube enjoying the late night, early morning stream here in Syracuse. Yes, I work in Syracuse from the radio station Monday through Friday. So yeah, baby, I'm glad we got some local listeners. That's terrific. Let's see. I didn't know Bradley did that bad. Yeah, that again, get his ass out of here, Ron P says. Again, that's just my initial take of watching it live. Again, I have to rewatch it and rewatch the tape to take more notes to really focus on individual players. But yeah, Jason Bradley looked god-awful from what I saw. I think he was targeted 5 or 6 times, only came down with the 1 catch for 6 yards. Yeah, he looked terrible. So not great. Not great. But, again, there's still more time. There's still the Giants game, and the Jets coaching staff heading into this game really liked him. So, who knows? Oh, boy. Proud NYJ fan. You trying to take my late night time slot? I'm keeping my eye on you, pal. Oh, boy. I feel like Heisenberg. You got me. You got me. From Breaking Bad. You know that scene? Sorry, Nick Shine. Yeah, I normally don't outside of, I guess, games, which, so I guess I'll be creeping into your territory a lot with all the primetime games because 2 hours after those final whistles, we're going to be going live routinely here in the midnight 1 a.m. hour. I like listening before doing a live show personally. I know others, Jet content creators, do live shows as soon as the game's over. I like hearing from Salah. I like hearing from the players and really letting things marinate before I talk to you guys. So, and there's columns for every article, There are articles for every show normally that I do that you guys can check out. My written thoughts on the game before we're talking here live, taking calls and things of that nature. So feel free, guys, to always check those out. All right, everybody. I'm glad we were able to bang out a 45-minute show here at midnight. Again, we're going to have plenty of more takes. I got more stuff in my notebook, quite frankly, on players and other key takeaways, plus video footage. We have a couple of Aaron Rodgers clips. We've got some solid clips. We've got some other player clips. We'll be playing all those tomorrow morning, or this morning, rather, not tomorrow morning. It'll be later this morning. My father, Hop on Pop, joins back to recap the game. And like I said, we'll be talking about all those takes. Plus, of course, we'll take more of your phone calls in a couple of hours. So, guys, stay tuned for that. 7:30 live. We'll be back on for Boy Green Daily. Then a few hours after that is Jets Worldwide. We'll be doing the game show where it's me versus Woody and a bunch of Jet content creator stars. I don't know who is on that cast, but I've been teased that there are some big names in the business on that. So I'm very much looking forward to that. That'll be at 10:30 again on the Jets Worldwide YouTube channel. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let's do this one before we get out of here. Back to Proud NYJ fan. We will have to connect for some late night post games. Many W's to celebrate incoming. Yeah, let's double simulcast or whatever. That would be great, and we can unite forces and create like an Avengers team, baby, or something. That'd be terrific because I do think there's going to be a lot of these W's coming up. You go Green. Appreciate you, Yo Holmes and Ron P and everybody. The lively chat here very late at night for a preseason game post game, but we give you the energy the same, whether it's the post game or the friggin' Super Bowl, baby. We give you all the juice. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, we'll be back on live in a couple of hours for Boy Green Daily with a special guest. We'll be talking all of the Jets preseason takeaways that you want to hear and more. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way, all of you, no matter if you're poor, rich, or anything in between. That's a free way everyone can contribute to the show and help it spread the good gospel. Someone said it earlier. Wow, the show's really grown. Well, let's help it grow more, baby. I am not satisfied. So like the video, hit subscribe. But if you would like to go to the extra mile and, become a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club with all kinds of perks, feel free to join the Boy Green Coffee Club YouTube membership below. You could do it while I'm live or even when I'm not here on the program. Appreciate everybody, and we will see you in a couple hours for Boy Green Daily.